We've named the summer of 2013 as a Hunkydory summer because we brought in some special things from our friends at Hunkydory in England. And today we're looking at domed cards.
These are really unique card kits. We're going to show you how to put them all together, but they've got that usual Hunkydory foil flair to them. Beautiful artwork.
They do, and we'll show you lots of things you can do with them. Come play with us. Well, here are the three kits that we're going to focus on. They all do domed in a slightly different way. We're going to start with this one, and we'll scoot these out of the way. This is Windows to the Heart is the name of the collection, but this is birthday wishes, and these will create an oval domed card, and actually you can make 6 of them.
Right, so the actual card will become a dome.
Right, which we'll show you in a second. But first, let's look at the stuff inside. These are the domed this is the piece that makes the dome, and there's that foiling, and the center area is going to pop out. So you're going to get 6 of these because it makes 6 cards, and goes like that. And what is very different about this collection, of course, is what the cards become. But inside, you're going to get that same image, each of those images repeated twice on paper.
Right. So if you want to, you can cut out some of the images and stack them on top of the other ones.
Exactly. Then you're going to get 6 card bases, and these are really a generous size. Now, these come scored, so all you'll do is simply fold them in half, so that, and then for mailing, we have some mailing boxes, so we'll show you what that looks like. So let's get into our cards to begin with.
All right. So I'm going to show you how we put this together.
Right.
So we showed you some of the elements. This one is already sort of popped out, but it comes like that. You're going to pop out that center, and you're actually going to start with we're going to start with this.
Right.
It's scored down the center, so we're going to go ahead and fold it.
And if you're ever curious, when you have a scored piece, there's going to be a side that has a depression and a side that has a bump. The bump goes on the inside of your card.
It just scores nicely. It
does.
Folds nicely that way. Now, a bone folder will make this a little easier.
And here I am to hand you one.
It makes a nice crease there. I usually like to do it on both sides because I don't know, maybe that's just how I am, but there we go. Very thorough. And then you take the part that you popped out of that front panel and you place it here on the center of your card.
Let's scoot that up.
Now, if you want, you can also decorate this. You can put other papers, cardstock, or whatever on top of that. And you can also decorate this image before you do anything else. But for our purposes, what we're going to show you is that the next thing you do is take your panel and your bone folder, and you fold these down and get that nice and folded right along that crease.
And again, they're already scored, so there's no measuring, just to really make that easy.
Very simple. So once that's done, then we use, what we like to use to attach this is Ultra Tape.
It is, and it comes in a 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. And probably this one, the 1/4 inch, might be the best. It has this orange liner. It's actually transparent. So you would just tape it, just cut it to fit and position it on top of your card, right?
So you're going to place the tape, here, so you can see, you're going to place the tape on this fold and this fold, these long tabs. And then you're going to glue first one, or tape first one to one side of the front of your card. And once that's on there, you're going to put this portion on the other side of your card. So it's actually going to push up your card a little, dome it up like that.
Right.
And that is how it's going to end up. So you'll have both of these taped to the front of that card that forms that dome.
And voila, here is what you may have when you're done. Now, in this particular case, as we get in closer, you can see that those inside areas are lifted up. Now, that was done by taking the extra paper art and cutting out the images and simply adhering them with foam tape.
There. So you've got that 3D look on there.
And you see that's been done with the roses there and there. Now, you can leave the inside white as it comes, or you can line it with paper, anything that you want.
It also comes with these small labels that you can put on the front. You can cut them out. This one happens to be foil back. That label did not come with the kit, the underneath part anyway.
Yeah, this is out of the stackable, the pastel stackable set.
But the label did come from the kit.
And although this is called birthday wishes, we do have some that say congratulations, from the heart. Of course, happy birthday is included.
So there's different messages on there.
Right.
And then as you open your card, you'll find that on the inside you can, well, there's nothing on it, but that's the...
And as you open the inside...
Well, I wanted to show that domed part, that you're actually opening the card, that this is just the card front that you're decorating. You can do whatever else you want to the inside with that extra artwork if you like.
Exactly. And you can see that that's how much the dome is. And then you've got the box that comes in the kit.
Right. When you put that box together, it's a really simple process. There's just a few little, it's all scored, and you fold on those score lines, and I used some ultra tape on there to put it together.
Okay.
And then that fits right in there for easy mailing.
Right. You might want to put a little bubble wrap in there just to secure it. So, and just so you can see, here is another of the images completed. And you can add some ribbon. You can certainly add glitter, some stickles. Dazzles, as you know, are always wonderful.
These are great. It's like a little shadow box technique. Yes. And all that extra foiling on there is just beautiful.
Now, if you wanted to, because you get actually 3 of those images, one that's foiled that you pop out and 2 other that are in paper, you could simply use one of them on the inside with your message, or use this as a blank card to write whatever you're...
So this can be really simple, or you can add a little, you can do a little layering and make it a little more complicated. It's all up to you.
But you're going to have a beautiful, distinctive card. Okay, that's kit number 1. Okay, now we're going to go into kit number 2. Okay,
which is the garden, let's see, the domed aperture card kit.
And this one has some of these plastic domes. You want to show those?
Well, this comes with 4 of these little plastic domes, and you can see that they're about 3/4 of an inch or so high, and they're going to fit over these images on your card.
Now, what's nice about this is you get, or this kit, which is unusual, is you get these pieces that is a tri-panel, and the message is there should you wish to use it, and that's going to pop out. So you're going to end up with 3 of these. So you've got the blue and the pink. They usually do them in 4 different colors. Here is a lavender with yellow, and here is a lavender with teal and blue.
These all mix very well, obviously, those pastel colors. So you can go back and forth with the labels. These are really nice sayings on here.
And more die cuts with the foiling. Hopefully you can see that. The circle, as you can imagine, is going to go behind that dome. And then the extra pieces can layer on top with some foam tape. So there's 2 of the pieces, and that's how easily they come out. And here are the other 2, all in this beautiful floral. And you also get envelopes. So that's all the collection. And you have a simple one.
Right. I'm going to show you how that's put together. It starts, and here I probably should have, it starts like this. You're going to see it come in your package like this. And the first thing you're going to do is pop out that message and put that off to the side. Now you've got this tri-panel card. And so then you pop out this piece here. And before you do anything else, you want to decide if you're going to stack it with some of the other artwork.
Let's get in close just so you can see that. So in this case, we've stacked it with foam tape, just popped out those die cuts, and you can see the foiling, how it's just flashing along the edges of the flowers and the butterflies.
So in the first kit, those pieces would have to be cut out if you wanted to stack. In this one, they're ready to just pop out as die cuts.
Right.
So you're going to set this down on your work surface, place the dome on top of it, and you can zot or glue that on there, whatever suits you best. And then you place the card on top of it.
So everything is lined up.
And you can also zot or glue that in place.
Or you can use just clear tape.
Sure. Right. Clear tape. Yeah, even on the back. If I turn it over, there's an area here that is not going to be seen, so you can actually tape that on. And then this piece will cover it up.
Right. You can fold that over, and then you can take your inside, that inside circle with the verse, and do it here. And there are extra little die cuts that you can foam tape.
So then you have a card with that domed front on it, like so.
That's one option. You can also do it slightly differently. In this one, hopefully you can see, we've added some Flower Soft. Can you see right there along the
along that little stalk? Yeah, there's Flower Soft. There are some purple jewel dazzles and a nice ribbon down at the bottom.
You see the ribbons going across as well as making a bow. So all of that is done obviously before the dome was placed. And jewel dazzles, purple jewel dazzles, are added all over the front. On the inside, we elected to jazz up that kind of plain inside with some of the suede paper.
And that's the violet suede.
Yes.
It's just beautiful. And there's the jewel border dazzles behind it.
And that's matching the dazzles on the front. So you can see just a little strip there and two on the suede.
And it's very easy to just throw on some jewel dazzles. So this is a pretty simple construction. You just have to cover that side and off you go.
So we've added just lots, several options for you, just going from simple into a little more involved. But because everything is die cut and so beautifully illustrated and foiled, it's just easy to do it.
It makes it simple. This is like a little gift for somebody.
It is. Now the last kit is like the second one. It has the domes, but this time we're going in an oval shape, and you get 4 of these. And
this one is called the Garden Vase domed card kit.
So that's going to be a different. And this is also going to have the same sheets where these are die cut. You've got art that can go on top. We'll show you some of that. And you get 2 of those sheets. And then this becomes the base, just like in the last one, we had that triple panel. Well, this has 4 sheets, and you're going to get 2 that connect. Now so this is the art. Well, let me show the art, and then you can pull it in. So there's one. So each of these panels is going to make 1 card.
It's a little hard to see on here, but we'll show it to you in just one second.
And then you get envelopes too. So now you can bring that in.
Envelopes will fit these cards.
Right, because it works so much better that way.
So that panel, here's one of the pieces on the panel. This is scored down in the center so that it will fold. And then here's the other portion of that panel. That's got the artwork and the piece that you're going to use here. So the first thing you want to do...
that's our vase shape.
That's our vase shape.
Hence the name. Okay.
First you're going to pop those out. Then you're going to pop the center out of this one, because this is the one you're going to use for underneath your dome. So again, you make the decision, are you going to embellish it? Are you going to do anything different to it? Once you've made that decision, then you have your dome. And hey, I would suggest cleaning this off before, especially on the inside, before you put it on there, maybe a little glass cleaner or something, and wipe it with some soft cloth or something. Then you can attach that on top with a little glue. Then this piece goes on top. So this is just a little bit different than the other one because it's a separate part of the card. That's going to attach on top. And then you're going to take that whole
piece that's all one piece now.
All one piece now. And you're going to turn this over. And it's, wait a minute. No. You're going to fold that over.
Actually, the other way. This is going to become the inside.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm here for you.
Thank you. This goes on the outside.
Then you pause and figure out what's going to be the inside of your card and the outside.
Well, they're all a little bit different. So this one goes here.
Right.
Like so. Line those up. Once they're glued on together, they will be lined up nicely.
Right.
So that forms the front of your card.
Right. And then you've got that inside that's can be. I know, but there you've got that, so you can do your message, whatever you want. Or if you want to have your inside plain, you can do what we've done on this one. By the way, you also have these pieces, so that works out nicely too. And you can use the inside and just put it there if you wish.
There are extra, right, that is the inside from the front, that then there are the extra die cuts that you can use for the domed portion and put the foil portion on the inside.
Now, that's one version. There are more. Here is a card that Gail made, and this has become an easel card. So, what she has done, so let's kind of show you what this is looking like.
So I took a regular card, the 5" by 6.5" blank card, and that was this whole piece here that you're seeing. It goes from here up to here and back down to there. And I scored it halfway down the front of it.
And your scoring is going to go parallel with your fold.
Right.
So
scored it there. I've got another piece of cardstock that matches the size of the card. And then I glued that to that front part, the bottom part of that score.
And you've decorated that.
It's a standard easel format.
And there you've got the burgundy suede as well as some vellum, which is quite lovely. So let's get in close to see this. So, and those have been outlined with the silver
thin line dazzles. I corner chomped the edges and used the silver thin line dazzles.
And then what she decided to do is to make her oval, not to use the vase part of it, but actually just to use the oval and to complete that shape.
So when I did it, we've got that dome in the center, the artwork behind, and I used this part and I used part of this. I set it on here like that, and I traced there so that I could cut them separately.
Okay.
And
then you can turn it this way to complete your oval, like so.
So you can trim off the bottom.
Right.
So then you'll have this as the back of this, and you'll also want to cut around here. You'll be able to trace around the back and cut that off. So then you'll have just this single part.
So you've got your frame as an oval, you've got your oval dome, and you've got your backing paper all in that oval shape to just plop on the front here, which is just a lovely look. Now, if we can get in tighter, because is this the one you did the crystal lacquer?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So all of the pieces on the inside, I applied crystal lacquer to certain parts of it, at least to the smaller parts. No, I did the whole thing. I did the butterflies.
The butterfly wings and the flowers there. And the crystal lacquer is just going to give it that shiny extra touch.
Right.
So you're going to show that.
I can show you how I did that. There's a couple of different ways to do it. Now, here's the 3D crystal lacquer. That's good for all kind of fun stuff like this.
It is. We're finding more uses for it.
You just put a little bit on there, and if you want to use the applicator itself, you can just sort of move it around like that till you get it where you want.
Now, it does need to dry, so you're not going to be able to pick it up immediately.
Or you can use a paintbrush to move it around. You don't really need very much on there.
And it's water-based, so you just clean it up with water?
Just wash it off with water. So get it all over, nice little covering. And something that I think is important that not everybody thinks of is once you have it on there, move it to another part of the paper so it doesn't stick
So it doesn't
there.
stick. Good idea.
And put it off somewhere to dry.
So she did that onto her top layer of the pieces. And then I love how this bow is the ribbon is draping from the bow. The bow also has the crystal lacquer on it.
Right, because this was actually cut out from some of the artwork.
Ah, okay. And then on the inside of her card, now you elected to complete the whole inside. So it's also got the velvet on it, more of the dazzles.
Suede on it, and it's got, I took one of the labels and matted it on the velvet, and on another piece of the cardstock, when you use part of the card for this dome, you have another half of that cardstock left, so I use that as cardstock to mat that on.
And you can see how the crystal lacquer is on this butterfly, which you've lifted up with foam tape under the wings to give it that dimension.
I bent them a little bit. Oh, and I did that before I put the crystal lacquer on. That's important. If you want, because afterwards it will crack the lacquer. So bend it, just curl it a little bit with your fingers.
And then let me bring the top down. And you can see, because that butterfly is up on foam tape, it's going, the front of your card is going to rest against it and become that easel card, which I think is just so fun.
And all of the instructions for this, they're on the gallery. I made pretty good instructions to make it easy to make this.
Now, not content, we asked Gail to make one card, so of course she did two. And this is a fun look. So in this case, you've added some stickles?
Right. There's stickles all over the place on the inside, and I added some of the silver petite dazzles in different places.
You know, the stickles almost look like a textured foiling.
Oh, it does. You know, and I kind of just followed the foil that was already on there. It just gave it a little extra punch, and I love the little dazzles. They just fit perfectly.
And those are the petite dazzles?
What I liked about, the silver petite dazzles. And this one I did in the same format as the other one, right? I cut it all the way around. It had that cardstock on the back. And this is an ornament, so you can punch a little hole at the top. But I did something else.
She did another one on the other side through the magic.
You don't obviously you don't have to do that. I thought that made it a little special, but you can make it go further by making two of these with just one dome. We'll go further.
So stickles on the back as well. These are the petite dazzles, which have very tiny words, and you can see the hearts. There's butterflies. There's
it makes
swirls.
it easy to fit in those tight little spaces.
Right. So in our dome segment, you have cards that become their own dome.
Right.
You can make vase domes and lots of things beyond that. And then you can make the circular domes. So domes are what this is all about.
Have fun with those.